Those are the headlines of the hour, but we continue our coverage on the newly released Epstein files. And these released documents reveal a series of controversial emails, including from one individual known as A, who wrote to Ghislaine Maxwell asking for inappropriate friends. The email sent from Balmoral Castle in 2001 is part of a wider batch of over 11,000 files made public today. The documents also show Maxwell discussing a trip to Peru with someone called the Invisible Man and forwarding details to Prince Andrew's team. Though Prince Andrew, now Andrew Mountbatten, is named, the documents doesn't suggest any criminal activity. However, a request from the US Department of Justice to interview Prince Andrew in 2020 highlights his possible connections to Epstein's ongoing investigations. The release also mentions US President Donald Trump's links to Epstein, noting that he flew on Epstein's private jet more times than previously reported. Both Trump and Andrew have denied any wrongdoing. Joining us now is Daniela Bloom. She is a political commentator and she joins us live from Los Angeles. Daniela, thank you very much for joining us. We'll get to Trump in a minute, but of course, formerly Prince Andrew, now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's had his titles completely stripped since that notorious interview with Emily Maitlis of Newslight. But of course, it's different as he has had a prominent accuser in Virginia Giuffre, now deceased. Do you think these emails have brought anything new to light or just confirmed things that we already knew?
Yes, I think it confirms things that we already knew, that this was a very elaborate operation that had to do with heads of state from all over the world, in America, in Europe, in the Middle East. And Trump has done his part. He's authorized the release of all files, full transparency. But will the public be satisfied with what gets uncovered? I'm not so sure.
And Daniela, of course, would you say this has been done in full transparency? Of course, the Act said that the only two reasons why things could be redacted would be the identification of victims, and of course, if ongoing trials were happening, and so any information that would come out would disrupt them. This release has come under much scrutiny with the American people, bipartisan scrutiny. Do you think further release of these files will make the American people satisfied, or will this issue be ongoing?
It's ironic because under the Biden administration, there was no need from the Democrat Party to get these answers, to get this transparency. But it's actually the Trump base who demands answers. But I think that there are way more individuals coming out of the Democratic Party that will need protection. And that's why I don't think the public will be satisfied. It will not get all its answers. We will never fully know who was actually doing wrong. But I emphasize again, Trump has done his part to be as transparent as possible. And even now, there are still no full evidence of full and real allegations.
Daniela, of course, Bill Clinton, who is photographed in many of these images, has said that he is open to no redactions when it comes to the release of these files. Does that put pressure on Donald Trump?
I think Donald Trump is also open to full transparency. That's what his base wants, and he has delivered. Trump has had pictures with Epstein as well. It doesn't mean that there were any necessary wrongdoings. I know that once Trump was made aware of the nefarious activity by Jeffrey Epstein, he kicked him out of his Mar-a-Lago country club and stopped to associate with him pretty quickly. But again, there's a lot of other heads of state and important people who were on Epstein Island. Were they doing nefarious activity or not? Will we ever know for sure? I'm just not so encouraged. I do think that more light needs to be shined on actual victims in America who are truly the voiceless, namely the ones who have been victims of open border policies. We have over 100,000 of minors unaccounted for. And if truly people want to stand up for child sex trafficking, this is where I would like to see their platforms shine a light on.
And of course, many victims have come out now and said that these files are not transparent. There's one in particular victim that was on CNN just yesterday. She was saying that she wanted Donald Trump impeached over the manner in which these files have been released. Of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene has also voiced her opinion about the matter as well and said that this isn't transparency. Of course, you've also got certain senators saying that they're going to take Pam Bondi to court. How do you think this might develop?
Again, something that should be nonpartisan is absolutely partisan. I know that this was a big issue for Trump's base. Trump himself has said there's really not much in the files. He was under the impression that there was. But according to Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer on the case, other lawyers are involved that have to protect their client's privacy. So a lot of it is hands being tied because of other lawsuits. So things are not as easy or cut and dry, and people like the attention that this Epstein saga has garnered. It's also a good way to scapegoat other bad behavior.
Daniela, thank you very much. But stay